Bismillah. So we announced that today is going to be a fun day. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا رحمتك يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وارنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه وارنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه. وصل اللهم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. What to eat? Something healthy, huh? Inshallah. Let's go back to this. Here. So, if someone is a Muslim, as we say, we are Muslims, okay. We don't claim otherwise, so we accept that. So, okay. What to eat? Well, we can eat halal food. Eh? So there are lots of sections in the stores. They sell halal food and we are proud of it. How about the other parts of the stores? Let me... I am at greengrocer today. I'm going to sell the apple. Who would like to buy this apple? Okay, there is a mark on it that's specially marked that it is checked. It's, the company says, I examined it, it is healthy. $1? Who would like to give $1? I'm selling it.
Is it organic?
Sorry?
Is it organic?
Good question.
I doubt it. There's no claim that's saying it's organic. Somebody. Would you want? But this gentleman raised his hand first. Would you mind? Okay.
I can buy it?
Of course, but bring the money.
Yeah,
I'm serious. I'm joking. Oh, so, this is $1.
Yeah, organic.
You are welcome, sir. So, what are you going to do with that?
I'm going to eat it.
You are going to eat
Not
it?
right now, later.
No, later on.
Yeah.
Oh, is it yours, is it?
Yes.
No. Okay. Did you steal it?
No, I bought it.
No. No, you are sure. So, are you sure that your transaction in buying the apple from me was according to, I'm a little bit today, fun, Sharia rules? I offered, made the price clear, you agreed, and you paid. I asked for $1 and you paid. Good, thank you. And that's yours now. You can eat it now or later on, or maybe give it to somebody else. It is a good question, Sometimes it's nice to ask whether you are married or not. You never know. If you say no, it may happen something. So, yes or no?
Yes.
You are married.
Yes.
Okay, you may give it to your children or to your wife to offer you. But whatever you want, and you can do it. Huh? Is it halal for you? Yes or no? Say it loudly so that it is being recorded.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, you think so? It's halal for you.
Yes.
Okay, let's say this is $1. Let's say I have some change with me. So it is $1. So let's calculate it. So I am the greengrocer. I usually put 25% definitely for my. Do you agree? Is it okay if I use a quarter out of it for myself? It goes to me. Alaikum salam. So it is. So he will say, you know, what is this man doing? You know, I'm selling apples today. Yeah, I am a greengrocer today. So this is for the retailer. Do you agree? Is it exaggeration? 25%, even they charge maybe more. Okay? That's for the greengrocer. How about the wholesaler? They put some profit on it. Well, they don't really work for public benefit today. So how much would you like to give to the wholesaler? 10 pence, you know, a dime, right? Agree? Okay, put it. It went to the wholesaler. Okay. How about the transportation? It's Fuji apples. I mean, it must have been, transferred from somewhere else. So, do you think the transportation, the gas prices are quite high? Shall we give a quarter to the transporters? Agree? Okay. That's to the transporters. And how about the farmer? You know, he worked a lot, you know. He worked a lot on it. So he really prepared the land, right? And watered, maybe, definitely, if not hormones, but at least some fertilizers. So lots of expenses. More than a quarter, maybe farmers deserve. They don't take it because of this. They don't have much to say in the system. Huh? So a quarter. Okay. Now, of course, the farmers pay tax. The big boss, not this one. The real boss in Washington wants something out of it. How much? Okay. A dime? Tax goes to the tax, right? We are left with only 5 cents. Then the landlord of the farm takes some rent. It goes to the landlord. Okay, what's your name?
Khalid.
Sorry?
Khalid.
Khalid. He mentioned that we are calling him.
Yeah.
So Khalid thought he paid for the apple. I'm surprised. All the money he gave to me went to the retailer, the wholesaler, the transporters, and the state tax, farmer, and the landlord rental property. I don't think Khalid is a liar, but he thinks he paid for the apple. What, isn't that surprising? Did he pay for the apple? Where is it? Where is the money which goes to the apple? Have you ever thought about it? Although he said all transactions were according to Sharia laws. Yeah, I wouldn't say that he has stolen the apple from the store or he cheated me. I might have, but he's an innocent customer. So, but there is something wrong here, isn't it? Don't you feel surprised that this man didn't pay anything to the apple, and he says the apple is mine and I can do anything I want with it? Do you start feeling a little bit uncomfortable about your claim of the ownership of the apple? You didn't pay anything to the apple. What's happening here? Huh? What's happening here? Aren't we doing the same thing in our whole life? We think that we are acting according to the rules of Sharia. There are certain rules that, you cannot really break. All right? It's very good. Excellent. He didn't do anything against Sharia. But does Sharia give him right to treat any way he likes to the thing, any object that he had not paid any money, anything? Does Sharia allows us to act like this? That's the fun, if you like. Oh, it's a serious matter. Who would like to contribute and make a comment that what's going on here? What is the, if you like, look at the subtitle. Subtitle says, Sharia is equal to belief consciousness plus not it is good to have it or not. No, plus rules of conduct. Right. We agree that rules of conduct is important, but if we think that the Sharia consists of only rules of conduct, then this brother, Khalid, has no right to do with the apple because he has not paid anything to the apple. According to Sharia, he acted the right way. But the Sharia only the rules of conduct. Right? So, my purpose in having this fun today to find out that when we define a word which is borrowed from the Quran, we define it according to our culture, not according to the spirit of the Quran. That is devastating. That is the aim that I am today really aiming at. This target that give a shake to all of us. When we claim to be religious, when we claim that an act is a religious action, when we claim that we have to follow Sharia, so when we speak Sharia, of course, we really raise our voice and with a strong confidence. Of course, Sharia, of course, I'm not really, how do you say, joking or belittling the word Sharia. No. I am really belittling our concept of Sharia. Definitely, Sharia has something to do with the fundamental teachings of the Quran. And Sharia is valid only if it is performed with belief consciousness. Otherwise, you are just a puppet, repeating certain rules, knowing nothing, what is behind it. That is what is happening generally, worldwide, among the Muslims. So, did you get it, Tarek? You have no right, not Tarek, sorry, not Khalid. You have no right so far to treat the apple as you want because you paid for it according to the rules of the Sharia. No right, because you didn't pay for the apple. What are we going to do?
Didn't he indirectly, he paid you and you paid a wholesaler and the wholesaler paid the farmer who grew the apple out of the land? And so that's where the apple started. And I suppose I see where this is going to go, but in theory at that point, doesn't the farmer own the apple after he's grown it out of the land?
Excellent response I was waiting for. Be careful, I'm going to attack. So, do you believe that the farmer, of course not the transporter, the farmer is the creator of the apple? Can you really say, let's play a role. You are a farmer, what do you do? Tell me what do you do? You are a farmer. Cultivate the land.
Into the ground.
Yeah, cultivate the land. Put the seed in the ground. Wait for 5 years. Water, yes, what you are doing. That's what you got, 25 cents. That's for your labor. Did you, that is the crucial point, did you contribute in any way in the existence of the apple? To bring apple into existence, which is called in religious terminology, creation, khilqah. What's your answer?
I didn't create the apple, just helped father get the apple.
But did you create it? We are talking about the existence of the apple. You got your share for your labor. This labor never includes creation in this. In creation of the apple. That is the mind we have to polish up. That's why we keep saying that, please, please, don't imitate the religion as you inherit from your forefathers. Reason for it, ask for it, question it. When you question it, everything becomes apparent. So, you have no right to eat the apple. Give it to me. No. If you want to keep it, you can keep it. But I can give you your dollar back. All right. Let's talk about the apple. Can you please exchange this one back? So because you didn't gain any right at all. Anyway, why would you pay $1 for an apple? Throw it. So you saved your $1. So,
Will you eat it?
now? Just a minute. We will wait for it. Now, is it beautiful?
Yes.
Right? So, you didn't pay anything for the beauty. Right? For the beauty of the apple. Because it is given to it by someone else. Not the wholesaler, the retailer, the transporter, the farmer did it. Someone else gave the beauty to it. So you have to pay for it. So you buy the apple because it is nourishing, yes? Isn't it? So you want to eat it because you like it. So taste it. Right? Did you pay for the taste of the apple? So, nourishment. Did you pay for the nourishing quality of the apple? No. How do you claim that you can do anything to do with the apple as you like? I'm not accusing you. It's a language, of course. It's an example. It's the theater we are playing here. So, look at this. All the qualities of the apple, perfect, for example, proportion of the elements in it, right? Reservation, the skin and inside and the seed, which includes in each seed whole the life story of each of the tree, apple tree. You didn't pay anything for it, right? If you want to upload a new program on your computer, you have to pay. Otherwise, you would be plagiarizing. I cannot pronounce this.
Plagiarizing? Plagiarizing?
Plagiarizing, or really, how do you say, copyright? You know, in the copyright. So, sorry?
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, copyright infringement, and they will put you in prison. How about the Apple? The program is in it. We are getting it, and we are not paying anything. So put him in prison. He's really transgressor. You know? All right. These are the language of the Quran. I'm not saying. You will see. The Quran will say, you are fasiq. Why? Because you didn't pay for it. How can you pay for it? How can we pay for the apple?
Price.
Sorry? Answer? Ladies, we have been eating apple, oranges, everything. So you have never thought about it and say that we are living according to the Sharia rules and we never infringe the rules of Sharia. Where is it? That's puzzling, isn't it? It is puzzling. It is our reality. That's why we have to pay attention to the qualities of the things that we obtain, we get, everything we get from everywhere, you know, in the world. Whatever you take, your mother, your brother, your friends, I don't know, atmosphere, the sunlight, everything you get, we pay nothing. What are we expected to do then? We shouldn't use them because we pay nothing to them? Or is there any way that we may pay for it?
You can't pay for it because in reality, nothing you have is yours. Because like by the same reasoning that you have no right over the apple, you have no right over anything else, like even the money in your wallet. So like it's all like even if you were to try to pay, the thing that you were paying with is also like not yours in the first place.
So, what are you going to do then? Steal it? Steal it from the owner of the property. Yes, Tarek, we have new voice. Let's hear the fresh voice from Egypt. You can carry on. Please, go ahead.
Whoever owns it has to say you can have this.
So
And then you
whoever
can-
owns it,
Whoever created the apple
yeah.
has to tell you you can use it. And then it's okay.
But do you think the creator of the apple is not asking me to eat it? It's so attractive. You know, I'm so hungry. If I wasn't really shy, I would start eating it. Right. So he is asking me in the way he creates the apple in a way that I really love it, I really like it. That it's an invitation in and of itself, because it is because of the beauty, because of the smell, because of the taste, everything from my previous experience. I know that really the apple is created for me, and also I have been given the appetite to eat it. So I cannot really say that the creator of the apple is offering it to me to eat. He is offering it to me, but that is his offer. You know, I offered the apple to the brother, and I said, you know, how much would you like to give? $1, we agreed, and he paid me and got it. So the creator of the apple is offering the apple to me, and what I have to do so that I will have paid for the apple, so I will have the right to eat it. Now, we had a good agreement between, a good transaction between me and the real owner of the apple. real owner of the apple. I am not the real owner of the apple. I am the retailer. So farmer is not the real owner of the apple. He has nothing to put into the creative action of the apple, or in the apple's creation. He has not put anything. So he cannot say, I am the real owner of the apple. Now it grew there. It's the new phenomenon, not very new, but it's the new phenomenon in human history that we start claiming the ownership over something. It's a late phenomenon in human history. So, did you want to say something? I saw you raising your hand.
You said, wait, how do you know that the Creator gave you permission to eat the apple? Like,
Yeah, because he made it in a way that it is attractive for me, and the same Creator made me in a way to be attracted by its beauty and the nourishment and the smell and all. I am the needy one, and it satisfies my need. I can see the perfect harmony between me and the existence of the apple. There is nothing wrong. So I understand that the Creator of the apple is inviting me to eat it. Right?
but what about things that are appealing but are bad for you?
Okay? Don't eat it. So I said, don't eat it. It's bad for you. It may be good for another purpose,
But like you
but
might
it's not for you.
see
For-
it and say that this is like appealing and like I want and I want it and whatever, and then so that's like my permission.
Okay? Go to the kitchen.
Okay.
If someone asks you and introduces the kitchen to you and says that this is the trash can,
Yes.
as soon as you are introduced to the trash can, what do? Thank you. Close it. Close it. You don't go and start eating. So this is because it is the kitchen. You close it, and then it says this is the dish prepared for the dinner. You say, it's nice. Can we have it now? Yeah, you choose it. You reject the bad things. You are appealed or attracted by the good things. That's the relationship between you, and it is established. It is within the order of the existence or order of the creation. One step further.
I have a counter argument to that.
So,
I have a counter argument to that. I actually agree with him. Like some things that might be appealing to you and you might be very attracted by might be haram in Islam. For example, I have some non-Muslim friends who love bacon and everything. They want bacon and it really appeals them and they love it. But for us, even if it appeals someone and you really want to have it, you're not supposed to have it. So how can you justify that? Whether the Creator wanted you to have it, it should have been.
So that's what we are going to analyze, the two dimensions of Sharia. So the first dimension of Sharia was, go back. So dimension of Sharia, belief, consciousness. So we are trying to understand or demonstrate that in our understanding of Sharia, belief consciousness is 100% missing. That's the purpose of the fun. Today's fun. So when you establish the belief consciousness, then you will make the distinction now which rules you are going to follow. According to your belief consciousness, not you will have a belief consciousness according to the rules of conduct. That is extremely dangerous, because you cannot really develop belief consciousness through rules. But you can develop the consciousness of rules, obeying the rules and following the rules through developing your belief. Why you follow the rules. You know, that not the best citizens are not those who know the law. The best citizens, they not know the law, but they are ready to follow the law. Because for any reason, they explain they make some sort of makes sense for them that they have to follow the rule in order to have a healthy, orderly society. So that consciousness makes them follow the rules. So mostly those people who break the law, not because they don't know the rules of law, they know very well how to break it. That's why they break it. This is what I mean. So consciousness comes first. Through the consciousness, you will make that special choice. But only the example you made, one example, that bacon and alcohol. These are not because they are good or bad, but we are talking about the offer. Yeah? God offered me this, but if it is your property, let's now talk about the Sharia rules. Although I like to eat it, but without your permission, I don't eat it because I have belief consciousness. No, otherwise, if you say, oh, it is beautiful and it is attractive for me and I am attracted by it, so I can get it. It lacks rules of conduct. Right? So let's go to the second slide. Who is going to read the verse? Who is it?
She has a question.
You have a question, did you say? I thought you were just playing. Of course.
So you were saying that no one owns the apple except for Allah?
Can somebody
Because you said that
restate it for
So
me?
that no one owns the apple but Allah.
So the creator of the apple is Allah. So he owns it, but he offers it to us. He doesn't say, this is my property, don't touch it. He says, this is my property, right? Please have it. And I say, oh, I'm going to have it, but what shall I pay for it? What should I pay for it? Yeah? How can I have it? So that it will be legitimate for me to have it, apart from following the rules of conduct, rules of transaction. You see what I mean? Apart from. It's good then. Thank you. It was a good question.
I think that was just the beginning of the question.
Yeah, so who's your father? So someone said, I am. It's Alhamdulillah. So, can you please, somebody, read the verse? Okay, Tariq. Go ahead, since you are the guest today. Guest of honor.
فكلوا مما ذكر اسم الله عليه إن كنتم بآياته مؤمنين.
Now, look at the verse now. What does it say? What does it say? Look at, be careful. Well, of course, we are always careful when we read the verses. We don't really take it the literal meaning at all. So if someone says, after reading the literal meaning of the verse and I understood it, I said, oh, it's a big claim. No, you'd better stop. You're claiming anything. So the meaning, anybody? From whoever knows English? You don't know? Anybody? Yes?
Eat then of that over which God's name has been pronounced, if you truly believe in his messages.
Signs. So, the condition is, if you truly believe his messages. What are his messages? Signs. What the Quran said, بِآيَاتِهِ مُؤْمِنِينَ. إِن كُنتُم بِآيَاتِهِ مُؤْمِنِينَ. If you are believers in his messages, signs. What are the messages? Where are the messages? Here. Do you see any message in the apple? Message? Right? Am I wrong? When it says بِآيَاتِهِ مُؤْمِنِينَ, not necessarily only in the Quran, not necessarily only the verses of the Quran, including, but here the context says بِآيَاتِهِ مُؤْمِنِينَ. If you take the apple, do you see any message? Any? Who sees any message in the apple? Message.
He's the Khalik and he's al-Musawwir. Yeah, you could
Yeah,
observe it
just speak from here. Apple. Speak to the apple.
Well, speak to the apple or of the apple?
So, of the apple. Yeah, from the apple's point of
From seeing the apple, I could tell that it was given form.
Yeah, it was given form. Is there anything in this world can be the source of the form of the apple? Farmer? Speak now. Do you form the apple? It should be like this, not that. You know, you have something here and then something here, the flowers here, and then form, do you? So, don't you think that the form of the apple is a sign to its creator who made it, and this creator cannot be within the universe because nothing can give the form to the apple. Nothing. And not only the form to the apple in general, for example, the form of the skin of the apple or stem of the apple, I broke it. So stem of the apple, flower of the apple, or the form of the seed of the apple. So inside design, if it was an orange, you will say the segments. There are special forms for each segment. Who is giving the cells? These forms to the... There are signs. You have to question. You have to buy the apple, Khalid, and say, wow, it is a beautiful form. Not a retailer, not a wholesaler, not the transporter, anybody can give or the farmer can give the form. Who has given the form to this apple? You have to ponder over it. Not only you, only me too. We have to ponder over it and see the signs. It's been one sign the brother pointed out. Form. For example, form of the apple. You can talk thousands of different signs in the existence of apple. Right? If you are a biologist, for example, if you are specialized in living creatures, in animate creatures, and then their cells and the cell structures, thousands, the number 1,000 is a very small number. Not millions, billions of different characteristics this apple has. Each of them is a sign that you cannot explain the existence of these qualities of apple within anything in this universe. So this caused the apple to be like this. It created the form. It made the form. The cells themselves, as the Quran says, need to be created, need to be given forms. They are needy. They cannot really give any quality to themselves. They cannot really be the creator of their own qualities. We are human beings. We use our reason. We don't buy bigoted ideas or, how do you say, preconditioned vocabulary. We question. As a believer, you have to question. If you don't question, I'm not saying you are an unbeliever, but your belief has no base. Even if you may be a great follower, not only follower, but that's an advocate of Sharia. Have you ever thought of the form of the apple and how to pay for it? I don't care whether you memorize 100 volumes of books about Sharia rules. Really, I don't care. Oh, I respect people's sincerity, but I don't care. It's not counted. It's baseless. It must have a base. So, if you are believers in the science, then you can eat it. The creator of the apple says, you can eat it with with what? Only of that over which God's name has been pronounced. I would say announced. I would even further say acknowledged. The form of the apple points that the one who created the apple is the form giver from out of nothing. If you say the owner of the apple is the form giver, what did I do? What did I do? I acknowledged, announced, pronounced the name of the Creator, God. The Creator. So God says, right, you paid for it. Eat. Careful. In Arabic, in other Quranic language, haniyan lakum. How do you say it in Arabic? In English? Haniyan lakum. Native Arabic speakers. Haniyan lakum.
In English? Bon appetit.
Bon appetit, but it's not English, it's French. So, all right.
Have fun.
Okay, but you know, in English, I don't know what they say. Okay, good for you.
Yeah,
eat
good
it.
for you is the closest.
Sorry?
Good for you is the
Good
closest.
for you, eat it. Okay, but you know, there is no mentioning of the name of God on this. Now, let's put again a little bit the strings tight and say, okay, brother, did you have your dinner? Yes. Where? In a restaurant. Where was it? In Manhattan. Manhattan? Was it halal? What is it? Dhabiha? We said, maybe the restaurant owner said that it is dhabiha. It is halal. You know, you find it. All right. Do you think we solved the problem? It is dhabiha. Oh, we are not denying. No, I'm not denying. But we think if it is dhabiha, it is halal. Quran says, no, it's not enough. It's almost nothing. Your belief consciousness, your reading the signs of the Creator makes it halal for you. Otherwise, don't bother. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like narrowing it down too much, but so eating dhabiha or halal food is the rules of conduct, and then our consciousness that it was given to us, created by Allah, and Allah is the creator of it. This is our belief.
So
I mean, this.
About the belief, I'm a little bit careful about it. Consciousness. Have you read the signs on it and mentioned the names of the Creator on it? And are you aware of it? And then, plus, how did we go back? I know. The definition of the Sharia. Read it. Read it
Belief
aloud.
consciousness.
Sorry?
Plus belief consciousness. Plus rules of conduct.
Plus rules of conduct. First, belief consciousness. That one said, I'm a Muslim. So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. And I start eating. I never pay attention to the signs. But the Quran says, إن كنتم بآياته مؤمنين. You know Arab. إن كنتم بآياته مؤمنين. If you are believers in His messages, where? Here. That is missing. No one talks about it. And I want to share this with you before I die. Why? It's missing. No one talks about it. Everybody talks about zabiha, 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 zabiha. No one talks about mentioning the name of God after realizing the message in the food that we are eating. Not necessarily on the food, in everything, but particularly since we are talking about the zabiha, the first thing must be belief, consciousness, awareness. Quran establishes it, but we don't read the Quran. We read the Quran and we understand our tradition. That's the tragedy. We name it, we translate it, we give a meaning to the words according to my tradition. Is that reality or am I exaggerating it? Who talks about it so far? Have you ever heard? I never. We have to be realistic. When you are intelligent people, you use your brain for everything except Apple. So, in kuntum mu'minin, that is bi'ayatihi mu'minin. That's very important. If you are believers in his signs, so according to the signs that you decipher from the apple itself, you will recite or pronounce or announce the names. For example, if you say it's beautiful, it means the Creator is Jameel, makes everything beautiful. So, Ya Jameel. Now the beautifier, or how do you translate Jameel, the beautiful one, but the makes, the beautiful Creator. Yeah, it's beautiful Creator, you paid. Khalid, you learn now how to get around the Sharia. Would you like to get your apple back so that you can easily eat? Bismillahi al-Musawwir, Bismillahi al-Mujammil, Bismillahi al-Munazzim, Bismillahi al-Muwazzin, Bismillahi al-Razzaq, you know, the provider, the orderer, puts everything in order and puts everything in balance, perfect balance, measurement, muwazzin. And Bismillahi al-Razzaq, the provider or, you know, nourisher, etc., etc. So, if you mention the names of God, the Creator, the real owner, you can have it. Because you are his creature. He has created you with the need for the need of the apple, right? And he provides the apple for you in order to let you know. That's very important. Everybody, if you hear this, we can stop. In order to give you the opportunity who your Lord is, who your owner is. The owner of the apple is your owner. He is offering you this so that you will know him through eating the apple. Is there any way to know the Creator without eating the apple? I couldn't find it. That is a challenging question. I couldn't find it. I must eat the apple. I must see the apple. I must love it. I must fall in love with the apple, the beauty, the qualities, and everything. Through my relationship with apple, I can only see the signs of the Creator, and as a result of the signs, I can only understand the qualities, the names, the attributes of the Creator, and I know my Lord. That is the payment, Iman. Sharia? Now follow. Now you go and say, of course, even if it was bacon, as far as Iman relationship is concerned, the creator of the bacon is the creator of beef, the creator of lamb, right? We appreciate it. But when it comes to eating, he says, this is my property. In order to acknowledge my ownership over all these, practically, this is the rule of conduct, in your practical life, you shouldn't eat bacon. Leave it to other creatures. There are lots of falcons and eagles. They need some food. You leave it to them. Or some falcons in human forms. They love eating these creams. Okay, did you get it? Look at the beauty of the verse. Never forget that the conclusion is from the structure of the verse. You know, فَكُلُوا, eat. You all eat. Mimma, from that which ذُكِرَ, mentioned. What mentioned? Ismullah, the name of God. Names of God, one of the names of God. You don't just have it in general. Okay, alayh, upon that which the names of God is mentioned, eat it. In kuntum, it's beautiful. If you are bi'ayatihi mu'minin, if you see the ayat. If you don't see the ayat, what do you say that I believe in what? In what? You believe in what? What? If you don't see the signs. Mu'minun billah, we always say this, and we have to say that when the Quran uses mu'min or iman, this form, yu'minuna, amenu, whatever the form, it means billah in general. Generally speaking, that is the general purpose of the Quran, to introduce God and invite people to believe in Him. So, yu'minuna billah, it means, in kuntum bi ayatihi mu'minin. So, if you were believers in the names of God, the ayat, the signs of God, then you can eat it. But if you don't communicate with the apple, say, I am a Muslim, all right? I prayed my Dhuhr prayer, and now I went to the grocer shop and bought the apple, and I didn't steal it. It is according to Sharia, all right, legitimate. So I can eat the apple as I want, in the way I want. No, you can't. All right. The last verse, inshallah, today I was intending to finish it as early as possible. So again, something to the same effect. Another verse. Which describes, if you don't do it, if you don't really follow the instruction we read in the first verse, now what your result will be. Come on, who's going to read it? It's your turn now. Bismillah.
ولا تأكلوا مما لم يذكر اسم الله عليه وإنه لفسق.
No, لفسق. Now, of course, there are other words following the verse, but this is the part of the verse which is related to our topic today. So, English translation, somebody? No? Yeah, please, go ahead.
And do not eat of that over which Allah's name has not been mentioned, and that is most surely a transgression.
Now, fisq is translated there as a transgression. Whatever the way you translate it, but it will be a trademark infringement. so in our modern language now, it would be a transgression. It means there are other verses, we are aware of it. I am not denying, again, please don't misunderstand. I am not really ridiculing Sharia rules, rules of conduct, never. But I am trying to point out for you the missing dimension of the matter, which is belief perspective. So, in other verses, talks about an'am, it means cattle, animals, all right? We understand that. But in that particular verse, it doesn't say, don't eat non-zabiha. Oh, it doesn't mean that eat zabiha. No, it doesn't say that don't eat non-zabiha. It means the meat or the animal slaughtered in Sharia way. All right? It's not our subject. So, but it says you are not allowed. Don't eat of that over which Allah's name has not been mentioned. So, it appeals. If Allah's name has not been mentioned as a result of seeing the signs in the apple, Allah says, don't eat it. That's my property. You didn't pay for it, you will never be able to pay. So what are we going to do? What our priority will be then? Our priority, zabiha or non-zabiha? Or did I mention Allah's name on it after seeing the signs, messages in the apple? That is our priority. And then zabiha follows. That's why Sharia means belief consciousness and then rules of conduct. If you don't establish this, you are not really following the Quran, you are following your tradition. Yeah? I'm not denying it, no one says, but Allah says, don't eat it. It's my property, I'm not allowing to eat it. And the condition is, if the name of Allah has been mentioned on it. Because when you eat without mentioning the name of God or names of the Creator God on it, it is fasq. Who's fasq? Who's fasq? Let me make a joke of it, but really don't misunderstand me. I am not reducing the value of Sharia rules, but just who is fasq? The one who is not aware of the signs of God in the meat, or who is eating non-zabiha? Which one? If you are not aware of the signs of God on it and mention it, you are fasq. Don't look for fasq in the back streets of Manhattan, where they have. No, don't look at yourself and see that. Find out yourself there. It's a serious matter. That is why we always say we are in this halaqah without any tiredness. We'll definitely emphasize on the importance of the belief teachings of the Quran. Nothing else. Because the rest is taken care of. Everybody talks about it. Almost no one talks about this aspect of it. I am sure you will say, that is a new thing for me. Inshallah, don't be shy of it. It is meant to be. We say always that if you don't find anything new in our discussions, don't come. Why do you waste your time? Something must be new for anyone who comes. Okay.
Maybe a little bit off topic, but isn't it also, for example, part of looking at our food from an iman perspective, knowing where the food comes from? So, I mean, shouldn't we also take that into consideration, given the fact that so-called halal meat is oftentimes comes from animals that are not being treated ethically well? You know what I mean? Like, doesn't that also play a part in this?
Yes, but our main concern is today to concentrate on the difference between belief consciousness and following the rules of conduct. So, but you can go and specifically study that point, but you know, if you have solved this main fundamental aspect of the matter, foundation of the matter, solve it, and you can solve that problem as well. So that you cannot really treat the animal, because animal is not yours. Even you pay for it, you have to see the signs in its existence and mention the names of the property owner through the signs. You know, when you look at this, for example, this machine, you say, oh, it's well designed, isn't it? So the engineer was a good designer, right? If you look, if you like the program, you say, oh, it is very well established, working, functioning program. So the engineer is a very good engineer, and the programmer, whatever. So after you acknowledge it, so you can transfer this attitude to any case you want to concentrate. But take the principle there, principles of thinking. Oh God, I'm trying to drive to some other places tonight, so I don't want to be late. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't ask a question or concluding comments or remarks or whatever. Please do, otherwise, from my side, I think these two verses give us a good guidance what to do and concentrate on it more, which is worth it. Otherwise, we can follow the Sharia and we can stay far. So that is very important. And the Quran is not speaking nonsense. You know, he's not saying that the Quran, you know, when you study the Quran, none of the words is really arbitrarily or randomly put there. No, they are all meaningful. Here it says, beautiful, وَلَا تَأْكُلُوا مِمَّا لَمْ يُذْكَرِ اسْمُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْهِ وَإِنَّهُ لَفَاسِقٌ لَفِسْقٌ. Isn't it? لَفِسْقٌ. Yeah, لَفِسْقٌ. Because لَإِنَّهُ, you know, those people who study Arabic, they definitely, everybody knows that it's a definitely, it means definitely, for sure. How is it translated? Surely. Yes. It is most surely. Yes, this is a لَإِنَّهُ. It means really, really, most surely, that is the transgression. Wanted somebody? Yeah. Oh, you are still here. Oh, good, good. Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying about how I will develop absolute consciousness when I'm doing the halal foods, like eating an apple. But how am I going to apply this principle to the things that are haram? Like when I'm just about to commit a sin, what is going to stop me from doing it other than, okay, Allah doesn't want me to do it? There should be something beyond this, you know, particular rule that, okay, I shouldn't be doing this because it's haram. So what is, I mean, like, what is going to be the brief principle, the brief consciousness that really would stop me from doing it?
You have to go back to the previous verse. You have to say, إن كنتم بآياته مؤمنين. Right? It means you have to see the signs in the existence of everything. For example, let's say, and God forbid, but it is a bad example, that somebody kills another person unjustly. So I don't know, we don't have time and it's not our subject at all today. The creation of event is different from our choosing the event, preferring it. So we have to do whatever you call, whatever you say that this is prohibited by God, that I am doing it, right? Look at the creation of it. Look at it. Do you like pigs? Look at the creation of it. Look at the existence. Take a piece from the body of the pig and study. You will see millions of different kinds of signs there, pointing that nothing can make us, but only the creator of the universe can. So we have to make the distinction between the creation of the event and our acquisition of it. Our acquisition of it means using our free will, choosing one thing rather than another. So instead of choosing, for example, helping people, if I choose, God forbid, to harm somebody, that is my bad choice, right? While I am doing this bad action, the creation of it is perfect. But my choice of it is very bad. This is what I mean. So we have to make the distinction between the creation of it and, for example, this is a beautiful flower, right? Somebody cut it and it's not dead yet, but it is on the way. So look at it and I cut it, all right? Let's speed up the time and say in 5 minutes it withers away, okay? But it takes maybe 3-4 days to wither away completely, but let's make it quickly. Can you watch how it is dying? Right? How the death is given to it? How the death is given to it? No one can make it. No one can create death. No one can really create the living cell. No one can create the dying cell. So look at the creation of everything, that you will understand that in the act of creation you will see endless signs of everything. So as far as the creation is concerned, dogs are beautiful, cats are beautiful, pigs are beautiful, but when it comes to eating, the owner says, don't eat that. Use for another purpose, but don't eat this. So I don't eat, that is something else. But we said belief consciousness is related to the act of creation of everything. So look at the existence of everything. Existence of everything. And in their existence you will see the signs which points who is creating them. That is how we find out the names of God, attributes of God, qualities of God. So I know it's not directly related to your subject, to your question, I'm pulling it into our present topic. So look at it. Solve the problem on apple, apply it to everything. So start from the positive example. Yeah?
Do you think that it would be valid enough to say, since I have confirmed, for example, that, you know, like you seriously question an ayah, right? You seriously question the verse that you read and you're like, I have confirmed that this is true in my life, with the apple, for example. Then when you read, for example, another verse that's like, do not eat the pig. So with the sister, following up with what the sister asked, if I don't necessarily, I mean, this is my opinion, I don't necessarily think that I have to go into the details of the science of why the pig is unhealthy, I'm wondering if you agree that it should be enough to say, since I have confirmed that the Creator knew what was best for me in instance one, and I confirmed that in instance one, then I believe with firm faith, and He is correct in instance two, even if I have not seriously questioned, you know, the health disadvantages or the, you know, why the pig is so horrific in eating purposes, not in creation purposes or existence purposes. And I just wonder if it's okay to accept
So,
that.
in order to make a rational conclusion, you have to use your reason, and your reason looks at the matter only from the relationship between you and the apple or the pig. So you don't have to look at, you don't have to look for a reason why the owner did not give you permission. So that is the owner. He says, don't eat it for any reason. But we understand that we are given the opportunity to practice our acknowledgement. Right? Practice our acknowledgement. If you go to a house and the owner, the host, invites you in, and you get in, and do you go directly to the bedroom? Why? Why? In order to acknowledge the, how they say, privacy of the owner, acknowledge. If you acknowledge the owner, for example, you are going to buy a house and there is no owner, and the realtor is taking you to the house and there is no owner. And because you don't believe that there is no owner, you are sure of it, for any reason, what do? Do you ask for a permission? Can I get into the bedroom? To whom? Nobody. You get into anywhere you like. That is recognition, nothing to do with rationalization of the prohibition or permission. It means, do you recognize that the owner of this apple is God? Yeah? Now, for example, shopkeeper says, I'm not selling the apple. Can he not? He's the owner. You say, please sell. He said, no, I'm not selling the apple. For any reason. One thing that we have to be very careful, we cannot read the mind of the Creator. Because He is the Creator, I'm the creature. What I can see and read, what He revealed to me in the creation of the apple. So, take your, if you are old like me, take your glasses, look at the apple, see the signs, and acknowledge the source of these signs. That's it. Don't speculate on God. Because believe in God means you're reading the signs and concluding about the source of these signs. This is an important definition of belief. You might not have heard of it. You know, the belief is your conclusions. We studied in one of our discussions here, classes, we cannot know the essence of the Creator or anything, but we can and we should know the existence of it, that it exists. So I don't know the essence of the Creator as, let's use the same, as the form giver, okay? Form giver. What does form giver? An absolute form giver, infinite form giver. I don't know the essence of it, but I am absolutely sure that this form is given by some source, a source, which is not within the universe. And whoever gave existence to the universe is the source of this. This is belief in God al-Musawwir. So we have to concentrate on our relationship with the creation. Do not speculate on God, which we claim, we love to claim, a lot of speculations. We speculate. No, our conclusion that I'm sure I'm made. It's very simple. So whoever made is my maker. Can be study the way I am made. You can understand that, as the Quran says, we studied that. Gradually we are coming from one point to another, one point to another. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. Nothing in this world can get or have the quality of deity. It means quality of being the source of existence of anything. Nothing can be the source of the quality of the beauty of this flower. Nothing in this world. You cannot attribute it to anything. You can accidentally it happen. If you want to buy into it, go and buy the I can't. Accidentally happen. Yes. I'm not, eating my brain. So it's still, I'm still a human being. I cannot say that. So the creator of this, the beauty of this flower, reading the science here, is the creator of the universe, who is not a part of the universe. Cannot be. That is La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So again, 8:30. I was, hoping that Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim not being too late. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. اللهم